Hi friends, welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani. Good all around, well-rounded, no frills yoga instruction. And today we're taking a slow flow practice, which will move and stretch the whole body. It's strengthening, it's elongating, it's calming, all of the wonderful things that yoga has to offer. So grab your mat and I'll see you there. Let's start today's practice in a comfortable upright seat. Close your eyes when you're ready for that and connect to the sitting bones, rooting into the mat. And from that connection of the sitting bones pressing down, feel the length of the side ribs lifting up and the back of the head lifting right up toward the ceiling as the shoulder blades glide down the back. Align your nose right in alignment with your belly button and take a scan of your body, noticing and checking in with how you feel today. Notice the flow of your breath in its natural rhythm as a way to guide you more fully into the present moment. And start to let your right ear drop toward your right shoulder, left shoulder blade pulling down gently, left fingertips coming onto the floor. Feel that right ear just draping as you peel the left shoulder blade subtly away from the earlobe. Then take your right hand over to the right. Slide the right hand away from your hip. Sweep your left arm right up alongside the ear. Look at your right hand and reach the left fingertips away, feeling that stretch from the left sitting bone all the way through the left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, slowly coming back to center. Allow that left ear to melt down. Left hand can rest on your knee. Right fingertips lightly touching the ground. Right shoulder blade tractioning away from the ear. Allow your left ear to melt down. And breathe into any tension through that side of your right neck, right down into your right lower back sitting bone. Then start to take your left fingertips over away from the left hip, fingertips or palm on the ground, and then reach your right arm right up alongside the ear. And reach the right fingertips away from that right sitting bone and peek at your left hand. Couple breaths there. Full inhales through the side ribs. And exhale. Continue to root that right sitting bone toward the floor. And then slowly come back to center. Bring your hands right together in front of the chest and press the hands together very actively so the pads of the fingers grip and the heels of the hands press, and you feel the heads of the arm bones drawing right into the shoulder sockets. Set your intention for practice and let that intention help guide and inspire the rest of your effort today. Start to lean back and turn your palms up and gently squeeze your knees in, uncross and cross your other ankle on top. Let's inhale, reach the fingertips away, look up, and then exhale, reach forward, forward, forward. Find yourself in that gentle Sukhasana forward fold where your belly gently pulls in toward the spine. We're going to rock side to side and rock your ribs to the right and walk your fingertips all the way over to the right. Tented fingers about shoulder width apart. Peek at your right hip and take a couple breaths there. Deep down into that left side waist. And then slowly walk the hands back to center. Walk the hands over to the left. Tented fingers. Look at your left hip. Breathe and traction that right sitting bone gently down toward the floor as you peek at your left hip. Where can the inhale bring some more space? Exhale allows you to soften a little more in the pose. And then walk your hands back to center. Let's roll over the knees and come on to all fours. And find that tabletop position. Lift and gather the belly up toward the spine. And then send your hips toward the heels. Pressing your hands away from your knees, find that length from the pinkies right to the hips. Inhale, wave forward. Look forward or up. And then exhale, press back. Belly in, hips to heels. Inhale, wave forward. Exhale, gently pressing back, hips to heels. And one more inhale, gliding through. Exhale, hips to heels, lift the knees. Come on up into your downward dog, the first down dog of this practice today, where you start to pedal the feet and wake up the backs of the legs. And then soft knees, finding that length of your lower back. And let the head dangle down. There's that subtle drawing in of the rib cages in toward the center of the midline. Now wave into a plank pose. Inhale, gaze ahead, touch your knees down, and then exhale, sweep on back to downward dog. Let's swing that right heel high into three-legged dog. Drop your left heel down. Keep lifting your left underarm on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Lift your left heel so that left thigh bone lifts right up into the hip. And then right tented fingers can help give you some space to slide that right foot through, right between the hands. And then we're going to come up into a high lunge. You can always feel free to shorten your stance a little bit if that helps you feel more stable. Come on up with your hands on your hips. Shoulder blades right on the back. Then when and if you feel stable, sweep your arms right up into your high lunge. That left heel is lifting. The hips in high lunge are square toward the front of your mat. And let's inhale, lift up. When you exhale, spin the left heel down and open into warrior two. It's heel to heel alignment. So the thigh bones feel really connected into the pelvis, and your drishti, your gaze, is over the right fingertips. Keep wrapping that right knee open over the second toe so it doesn't collapse in. Then turn your right palm up and reverse warrior. Left hand to left thigh. Right arm sweeps up and over. Looking up on the inhale, straighten that right leg all the way. And then when you exhale, turn your right toes in, your right heel out. Take your hands onto your hips. Find that moment of the feet rooting into the ground. And then extend your arms out. Reach your left fingertips as far away to the left as you can. And then back to center. Rooting through that left foot, reach your right fingertips over as far as you can. And then back to center and over to the left. And back to center and to the right. And back to center. Back of head is right over the tailbone. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, slowly start to fold into our wide-legged prasarita. Toes are turned in. Heels are turned out. Take your hands onto your lower back. Keep your hands there if that's where you're comfortable, or interlace your fingers and peel your arms away from the back, letting your head hang. Back of head spilling down. And let's take an inhale. Exhale, let it out. And then drop the tail, start to gather the belly and slowly make your way back up. And start to turn your right toes toward the front of your mat. Swing your left heel over the toes and take your right hand onto your sacrum, pointing your right elbow straight back. Sweep your left arm up alongside the ear. And let's inhale, little back bend looking to the right. Exhale, reach your left fingertips forward and down right under the shoulder for a twist. If you're fatiguing at all, getting tired at all, your left knee could always touch to the ground. If it's available, keep that left knee lifting. You could even extend your right arm up to a T. And look at the hand in the air. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly release that right hand down with control. Touch your left knee down. Let the inner thighs glide apart as you look forward. And then lift your hips and slide that right leg back, tucking your toes under. Coming into that child's pose with toes tucked. Now lift your belly, wave to a modified plank. On your inhale, exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Take your feet flat. Shoulder blades right on the back. Inhale, spread your chest. Gentle cobra, tops of feet press. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. Press back to downward dog in your own time. Connecting back to your breath in downward dog, nice and smooth through the breath. Stretch your left heel high as you're ready. On the inhale, press your left heel up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, slide that left foot through. We're going to make our way up toward high lunge. You can take your hands on the hips, drawing your belly in, tailbone drops just a little bit. When you feel stable, drift the arms up, reaching the fingertips up away from your hips, lifting the back of the skull up as the tailbone drops down. And we'll inhale, exhale, spin that right heel down and open into warrior two. So you have to adjust that left foot inwards just a little bit so you can keep wrapping that left knee open over the toes. Drop the pelvis down. Sit up tall through the spine. Lift up tall. Turn your left palm up and reverse warrior. Right hand to right thigh. Left arm sweeps up and over. We're going to inhale there. And straighten that left leg all the way. And exhale, turn your left toes in, your left heel out. Find that wide-legged stance. Now reach your arms out to a T. Inhale, flip your palms up. Reach the fingertips away, look up. Exhale, start to swan dive down. And as you swan dive, swing your hands around onto your back. Give your lower back a light press. Or interlace the awkward non-habitual finger on top and peel the arms away from the back. And let your head go. The inner thighs spiral up and back as the head dangles down. Pressing through the outside edges of the feet, start to gather the belly and slowly come on up. All the way up, crown of head lifting up. Start to open your arms to a T. Turn your left toes to point toward the front of the mat. And then swing that right heel over the toes as you reach your arms up, coming up into high lunge. And go ahead and take your left hand onto your lower back. Point your left elbow straight back. Find a little back bend, spiraling that right pinky in toward the midline. And let's inhale, lift the back of the head. Exhale, you're going to reach your right fingertips away from that right heel. Reach long, long, long. And then lightly touch that right hand down a little wider than the shoulder. You might have to slide that right foot back a little bit to get some more space between the heels so you can drop a little more into that twisting lunge. Left fingertips come up to the sky. Looking up at the hand in the air. We're hugging that left knee into the midline. One more inhale. Exhale, gently release left hand down. Touch your right knee down. Look forward, let your inner thighs scissor apart. And start to slide that left leg back. Hips to heels. Find that child's pose. So come up into tabletop. And now we're going to take that right hand a little further forward of the shoulder, left-handed fingers, open that left hip and stack it on top of the right. So it's a Ardha Chandrasana variation. And then go ahead and spin that outer left heel down. So that left leg is like the back leg of your warrior two pose. And then we're going to reach the left fingertips away from the ear and kind of hang, softening that right elbow and reaching your left fingertips toward the top of your mat. Keep rooting your left outer heel toward the floor. Breathing there. Right ear can hang toward the shoulder. Inhale, exhale, release that left hand down. Bring that left knee toward your nose. Exhale out. Come back to neutral. Sit toward the heels. Or you can stand up on the knees if it's too intense to sit on the heels. Just shake your hands off. Rest your hands on your thighs. Look up gently at the ceiling. Good. Now we're going to come back and do that same thing on the other side. So we're coming to tabletop. Left hand a little further forward of the shoulder sometimes helps with your balance rather than having it directly under the shoulder. Then start to extend the right heel straight back and open and stack that right hip for a moment into balance in your Ardha Chandrasana variation. Then spin the outer right heel down, rooting through that outer right foot. Then reach your right fingertips away from that outer right heel. Soften that left elbow and reach your right fingertips toward the top of the mat. So you find a deep, deep side stretch through that right side seam. We're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, slowly release that right hand down and bring that right knee toward your nose as you exhale. And then back to neutral. Sit on the heels again, or you can stand on your knees. Shoulder blades drop. Rotate, palms forward, and then palms back. Just a couple times. Bring out the shoulder sockets. And inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, press the hands down through the central channel. Taking a moment to remember your intention for practice. And then take your time to come over and sit. Swing your legs around. And extend your legs out straight. Reach your arms forward and start to drop down nice and slow, belly in. Come all the way down onto your back. Let the floor support you as you totally release and let go into the floor. Nice to let a nice exhale out your mouth. It's really calming for the nerves. Wag the toes. Step your feet on the floor. Feet are on the floor, hip width distance. We're going to drag the shoulders underneath, root through the feet, and lift the hips and pelvis up into a bridge pose. Breathing the chest toward the chin. Just root the backs of the hands into the ground from the middle finger right to the shoulder sockets. The two hip points just float right up toward the ceiling. And you root your arms into the floor to help lift the front body a little more. And one more inhale, lift a little more, gluteals engage slightly. Exhale, we're going to roll down upper back, middle back, lower back, resting down. When the lower back rests, take your feet mat width distance apart. Start to windshield wiper. You can slide your arms out to a cactus. Finding that cactus arm, windshield wiper, side to side, pausing anywhere that feels good to pause. And when your knees come back in, let's give a hug. Cross either ankle on top, gently curl into a ball, knees to chin, chin to knees for an inhale in the back ribs. Exhale, release everything out into Shavasana for today. Please feel free to cover up with your clothing, socks, blankets if you need to. Get really comfortable. Finding tenderness, finding compassion for wherever you're at today. Your body, your energy level. Trusting in the flow of all things. And that all is well right now in this very moment in time. Inviting a gratitude practice for today. Anything you want to cultivate that you have to be grateful for inside your mind's eye, inside your body, your energy field. Letting that choice of what you want to focus on uplift and shift the energy inside. Wiggling fingers and toes, waking up, and eventually reaching the arms overhead, finding that reset stretch. Take your time to gently draw your knees in, and when you're ready, roll over to either side and slowly press up, and let's meet in a cross-legged seat. Here we are together again in a tall, upright seat, reaching the crown of the head toward the sky. Let's inhale, sweep the arms overhead, and exhale, press the hands down through the central channel. You bring your thumbs to the center of the chest, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today. And I'm wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and always trust on the journey. Namaste. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Please hit the super thanks button and consider supporting my efforts, supporting this channel. And I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Take care.